they've got more pieces in place. Have they done enough, though, to close the gap with Philly this offseason?
Yeah, I think they've done enough to close the gap. I don't think they've caught them, but there's no question that Joe Shane, the general manager, went to work starting in free agency and then on through the draft to kind of fix up some of their holes, that they had there, Field. Look, they knew that they needed to go ahead and add some more firepower on the perimeter in particular to help out Daniel Jones and help out with his, ascension and his transformation. So they get Paris Campbell, who you saw on your screen. They get Darren Waller from the Raiders, who you saw on your screen as well. So those are two veteran pass catchers. Then they go in the draft, and they draft one of the fastest guys in the draft, in Jalen Hyatt, who you see on your screen, right there, to really have a guy who can really take the top off the defense. And then the guy who you didn't see on there, who may be the most important, is John Michael Schmitz, the center out of Minnesota, who they park right in the middle of this offense, which is where they needed the help on the offensive line to go along with two bookend tackles. Andrew Thomas has become one of the best left tackles in all of football. And then at the right side, Evan Neal, going into his second year, has to make improvements. And I believe that he will make improvements. On the defensive side, look, they draft Deonte Banks out of Maryland, who's one of the best press cover corners in this entire draft this year. And then the guys up front, look at all the guys who they had, all the first-round picks they have invested on the front line. I mean, Kayvon Thibodeau in his second year has to take off. Dexter Lawrence, you have to be better. Leonard Williams, you have to be better. So I think this team is there. They may not have caught the Eagles, but they definitely made up some ground this offseason.
Let's talk Philly for a second, Louis. I think we can all see the succession plan on defense for some of the pieces that they lost. But these young, more unproven players, like examples Jordan Davis and Nakobe Dean from their draft class last year, have a lot to prove. Are they capable, do you think, of stepping up and replacing the likes of Javon Hargrave and two linebackers and TJ Edwards and Kaiser White?
Yeah, I do think they are. And for two reasons. One, they're going to be intrinsically, internally motivated because of the fact that they come from programs that were accustomed to winning. So the expectations for them to play at a high level are already instilled in them. Number two, they're around each other, right? So they're going to be able to push each other. And number three, think about the veterans that they have on the defensive side of the ball in particular that they're going to learn from. You're going to be learning from guys like Fletcher Cox and Brandon Graham, who are Eagles for life, who are two of the very best that have ever played for that organization, who are going to demand that these guys take the mantle and run with it in a way that is befitting of guys who have been drafted as high as they've been drafted and that are befitting of Philadelphia Eagle defensive linemen. So I think they're set up for success there. The only people they'll have to blame if they don't meet expectations are themselves.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.